welcome everyone to the first episode of the Occasional Bugle podcast. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Jonathan.
That's gonna be loud. All right. I guess real quick before we get into news, do you want to give like your credentials? Like, are you a movies guy? Are you more comics? Are you both?
I would like to say that I am more comics than I am movie, but I'm also studying film, so
Fair enough. I would say I'm more the opposite. I have a better understanding of the movies than comics, but I still know stuff from the comics, so I won't get too lost.
I was gonna say I agree with that because you're very, very much like a movie guy in my opinion, just from our conversations.
I don't read a lot of stuff. I should read more stuff. I read the big stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone does.
So, I guess with that said, let's get into the news. So, first thing I have here is Netflix got the rights to produce a Sandman series.
Really?
Not like Marvel Sandman.
DC Sandman.
Yeah, Vertigo. But
Wait, DC
Yeah.
Sandman is Vertigo?
I'm pretty sure it's Vertigo.
I did not know that.
It might.
We're learning things here, folks. We're learning.
Don't quote me on that. So, it was at HBO. I don't know how HBO would let something that big... I mean, HBO doesn't need more stuff. They're doing just fine.
True.
But, I don't know. I think they could have done something better, especially considering Netflix stuff is so hit and miss.
Yeah, that's really true.
I mean, you have stuff like Stranger Things, but then you have, Bright, where Will Smith is fighting racism with an orc or something.
That movie, I have so many problems with that movie.
I
love the concept.
Yeah, the concept is cool, but it's
I feel bad for Netflix because that was the most expensive movie they've ever made, and it just did terribly.
You know the writer Max Landis, who's a garbage person, he referred to that as his Star Wars.
Oh my gosh.
That's gross. Anyway, I know for a long time, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was attached to do something with Sandman, whether it be direct, star. He was attached to it for the longest time.
I don't care what he's doing, I'm for it.
Yeah, and he looks like a ghost, so that helps.
I'm surprised they're not putting it on the DC streaming service.
Well, it's
got a name now. The DC Universe.
I would say Sandman's more DC adjacent, kind of like what Watchmen is to DC.
Okay, that's
Although
fair.
I guess with Doomsday Clock and stuff like that, it's less so, but
That's true. That's more I would say, you can't even say it's two different Earths because it's two different universes almost, Marvel and DC, how there's the theory that behind the source wall is the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Which, if that breaks and then we have a huge, because I heard rumor that there's going to be a Marvel DC comic crossover.
I support this.
And I want it to happen. I just want to see what it would be. It's probably not going to be them fighting because we've seen that, but I want to just see, story-wise, what it would be, and I don't want it to be bad. I don't.
Well, that's optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay, did you hear about what Chris McQuarrie was saying about his movies that he proposed to DC?
No.
So, Chris McQuarrie, director of Mission Impossible 5 and 6, I think. Apparently him and Henry Cavill proposed a Superman movie to Warner Brothers.
When was this?
I don't think he really gave a timestamp, but it was fairly recently.
Oh.
And Warner Brothers turned it down because, of course, they did.
I hate Warner Brothers. I
According-
hope they hear this. I really hope they do eventually.
Yeah,
and
I'm
they're
sure.
oh, who are those guys? They sound cool. And then they listen to this and they're like, I hate Warner Brothers. Because I do.
And apparently he also had an idea for a Green Lantern movie, and those two were going to tie in together.
That would have been amazing. And if they were in the DCEU, as bad as that is doing right now.
I'm sure we'll talk about DC, but I can't tell if they're moving in the right direction or not, because I can't with them sometimes.
It's so up in the air right now, especially with what they released about how anything that was successful is going to be in the DCEU, and then how anything else is just going to be its own separate story. Like, especially since that was just announced, you don't know if that's a good thing. You don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know. To me, it sounds like they're like partially giving up, but willing to work with it, which is kind of like why. At this point, like, why not just either stick with it or reboot the whole thing?
I say just like reboot from like keep Wonder Woman, keep Aquaman, I guess, because that made money. But like Shazam on should just be like a reboot.
No, I like Shazam.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Shazam,
okay.
Shazam
After
should
that,
be
yeah.
like the new start.
You know what movie would be great though to keep in there? The Trench.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
For those that don't know, The Trench is from Aquaman,
Yeah.
and it is getting its own spin-off movie.
Not
James Wan is
happening.
also directing.
There will never be a Trench movie.
He's in denial. It's very much in the works, sadly. I don't see why they're wasting their money on it. It could be a very interesting horror movie, but
If there is a Trench movie before a Superman movie, I'm gonna jump off a bridge.
I hope you find a good one. It's
Williamsburg, make it pretty.
See Dennis, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey,
Go see
Dennis,
Grandpa.
where you going? Bridge.
We'll get Dennis on the show.
Oh, yes, for the Star Wars.
So it's a DC heavy week. Andy Muschietti, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but he directed It. Is directing It Chapter 2.
Oh, I did see something with him.
He is allegedly gonna do the Flash movie.
Yes, I did see that.
This isn't gonna happen. How many directors has the Flash been through?
I would say they went through a team of 2.
They started with Lord and Miller, right?
I don't even know. I would say they went through about 4 or 5 in total,
They had
including the team of 2.
Lord and Miller were attached, like, before Batman vs. Superman even came out. When they were still hopeful. I like this guy, but I don't think he's great for the Flash, especially considering he's a horror director, and that's not really the direction I see Flash going.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Aquaman with James Wan, and that movie did pretty well.
I guess,
and it
but
was pretty good.
But I don't like Aquaman that much.
All right, fair. Wait, the character or the movie?
The movie.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't enjoy it the first time I saw it, but then I went and I like had a better attitude about it. I was like, oh wow, this is actually great. I like it.
I'm a little indifferent to Jason Momoa doing his best Jason Momoa impression. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Warner Brothers is getting a lot of horror directors. Like, I think, like, one of the top guys in charge of organizing whatever the hell's going on with DC is a horror guy.
Oh, so he's like, I'm gonna hire
Yeah, so-
them because
yeah.
I want to meet them.
Like, what do you have? James Wan, this guy. That's 2. I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway.
You know, honestly though, I could see a perfect opportunity for DC right now if they would just do. I was very disappointed when they were like, we're doing Flashpoint, because they were gonna do like soft reboot.
Yeah.
Everything. I can't think of a better time to do it. This way they can keep the solo stuff that they like, if they wanted to keep it for a little, like a short amount of time where things are separate. Some things are separate, some things are still in the DCEU. And say both are doing very well, like all DC is doing good all around. I would like to see them be like, hey, we're going to do Flashpoint. Flashpoint happens, and then everything is all together in one new thing.
Yeah.
Or that's how you get rid of the bad stuff and the good. That's how you
how I
recast
was
Batman.
Yeah. I'm optimistic. The only thing I'm really optimistic about in DC is, Wonder Woman is probably going to be great. I'm
Hopefully.
really excited about whatever the hell the Batman is.
Me too. I just wish it was not as rough road as it has been for them. Because they just rushed it stupidly.
I trust Matt Reeves. He's
so do I.
a great director.
I just meant the DCU.
Oh, yeah, no. I think they're mostly keeping their nose out of this, though. Because I feel like if they wanted to, this movie would be coming out next year.
Yeah.
They could easily
Isn't it
rush
coming out next year?
No, it's I think it's early 2021.
Okay.
I think it's early 2020 production.
Okay.
So
So that's Suicide Squad.
Yeah. They'll come out probably that same summer.
All right.
I think all Batman movies should be set at Christmas, but that's besides the point. Batman in snow is so pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so this is a little comic book adjacent, but did you watch the trailer for Knives Out?
I don't even know what that is.
It's Rian Johnson's new movie. It's
Oh, for a second I forgot who he was.
Yeah.
Now I'm not as excited.
it looks really cool. It's like a whodunit with like the cast is crazy. Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Christopher Plummer.
I'm glad Chris Evans is getting more work.
I know, and he's playing like against type. Like he's playing like a real asshole in this, and it looks great.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I do know about comics wise. Oh wait, no. Were you finished? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say like Daniel Craig gets to do his southern accent from Logan Lucky again. Anything where he's not James Bond because he hates being James Bond.
Yeah, it sucks when you gotta stay with a role contractually.
He hates it.
Why does he hate it?
I just
know he does.
It's just like long shoots and
Okay.
it's tiring as hell. Just a lot of stunts.
Yeah, I was as you were saying that I was like, yeah, probably the stunts and everything too.
I mean, he's not Tom Cruise, but still, like...
Yeah. He doesn't have the love for it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
One thing, the one piece of news I know, because I was away last week, so I was not on the internet at all. J.J. Abrams and his son are doing
the
Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting. I mean, clearly it's not going to be like the continuity. They're not going to be like, hey, J.J. Abrams here, take over Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, got it.
But, I think it'll be very interesting. I just hope they, like... I trust J.J. Abrams. I do.
There was a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but issues with that and how they revealed it.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, at one point a couple weeks ago, the Marvel Comics account, or like the Marvel Entertainment account or whatever, tweeted out a picture of a 4 made of webbing. And that got people thinking, like, oh, they're going to do Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 as a comic. Which I thought they were going to do. I was like, that's a great idea.
I didn't even think of that until you just said it. That was... Okay, that is actually pretty interesting.
And then to further fuel that, later that day when they posted that, Alex Ross, who's done a lot of great like art for DC and Marvel, posted a picture of Spider-Man swinging with Mary Jane, and it was like one of the frames from like the intro to Spider-Man 2 or something, where it shows like the recap of the previous movie.
Oh, I didn't even know this.
And people were like, okay, it's definitely happening. And then the next, like a couple of days later, they tweeted a 3. And then people were like, so this isn't Spider-Man 4, and who the hell starts a countdown at 4?
Yeah, honestly, Marvel, that wasn't a great move. Or it was, because they got people talking about it.
Maybe it's a Fantastic Four crossover thing.
That could explain the
Because
4.
it's got to be something.
It's
They
gotta
can't.
be- yeah.
You can't start a countdown at 4.
Maybe J.J. Abrams and his son are doing the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Maybe they are doing Spider-Man 4 as a comic, but they just haven't said it.
I'm sure we'll hear more at Comic-Con, which is 2 weeks. Yeah.
See, what I think was stupid is that a lot of people thought they were making the actual movie.
No. Yeah. No.
And I was like, do you, like, even if you don't watch the MCU, you know that Spider-Man is in it right now, and that there is a different guy playing him. So how dumb?
It's not that hard to understand.
Yeah. And then the other thing, too, like, a lot of people with the movies, it said, there was a hashtag in the bottom left corner, it said hashtag Marvel Comics, and then that was also the caption. I was like, so it's clearly not a movie.
Really ridiculous. But
I guess they thought we were going all DC, where we have 3 Joker films coming out at the same time.
great. Jared Leto. Hollywood's favorite sex pest.
I honestly don't think he's gonna get his solo movie. The same way the Nightwing movies supposedly been happening for the last 5 years. But at the same time, I respect that because they're like, we want to do it right.
And that's a movie I actually want to happen.
Yeah, I want that movie.
I love Nightwing.
Same.
All right, my final piece of news is Spider-Man related. So, John Watts is the director of Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home, and presumably the threequel.
Yeah, they like to keep the same director, which is smart.
Yeah, of course.
Not Star
Keep
Wars.
one vision.
Star Wars needs to do that.
So he did an interview this week where he said that for Spider-Man 3, he wants Kraven as the villain.
I saw that. I'm very interested in doing it, or not doing it because I'm not involved. I would like to see it. I think the one thing that is, I feel like Kraven's just not like he's good. He was the villain of one of the best Spider-Man stories ever written.
Yeah.
But it's like you go from the Vulture, who is kind of like, I would say, street level, just because of how they had him portrayed. Then you have Mysterio, who is almost like Avenger level, because that's what they were.
Yeah.
That's what the spoilers, but that's what the whole like base of the movie was. Yeah. So I don't see how they can make Kraven bigger. Like I feel like they'd have to go bigger than Mysterio, and I don't know how they would do that with Kraven. I trust that they can do it, because I didn't think Mysterio would be. I thought Mysterio was going to be good, and I was very excited for it, but I didn't think it would be as good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
as it was.
We'll get into Spider-Man in a minute, but I do have an idea on how they can bring Kraven in, and it's a bit of a long shot, but if they can do it, I think this is absolutely the right direction to take the third Spider-Man movie. So, with that being said, you want to talk about Spider-Man?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go Spider-Man first.
Right. You want to do the thing first? Sure,
Yeah.
So,
that's interesting. It adds on to the other, so it cuts.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, we're figuring this out as we go.
All right. Fair enough. So Spider-Man Far From Home came out on a Tuesday for reasons.
I'd say for 4th of July, because it would have come out on 4th of July then.
4th of July was a Thursday.
Well, technically it would have been the 5th, but it was because it was originally the 5th.
Yeah.
And then I think they pushed it because they're like, people aren't going to go during that weekend.
Yeah, that's fair. But why not bring it out the previous weekend?
I agree with that.
Anyway.
I don't understand why they didn't just do that. That would have made more sense because a bunch of people go away for the whole week. So they wouldn't have gone to see it anyway.
Anyway.
Or the week after.
This movie's
I like your shoes. I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's doing very well at the box office. It had a 185 mil opening, and according to Forbes, it just crossed 600 million worldwide. So there's very good chance this will crack $1 billion.
Hopefully, Spider-Man deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially this movie. Spoiler alert: we both really like this movie.
Yeah. So, my one thing is like sometimes when I go see a movie, the first time I see it, I don't enjoy it a lot, and the second time I see it, I enjoy it a lot more.
Me too. Yeah.
Because I think I get I'm nervous, especially with Marvel movies. I think I'm more nervous. Is it going to be good? Yeah. What is going to happen? What is this setting up? Especially with this one, because everyone was talking about it's setting up the whole rest of Phase 4.
Yeah, this is the end of Phase 3, technically.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So, I think do you want to do non-spoilers first? Just talk about general stuff and then go into spoiler stuff?
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to be non-spoilery because I'll just keep talking I'll just stop myself.
We'll maybe do a timestamp. From this point on, Spider-Man Far From Home spoilers, beware.
Yes, today is the 10th, so you have had a week to see it.
I think 2 weeks is solid buffer time.
Oh, I agree.
So.
All right. Here we go, spoilers.
So. I need to see this movie again.
So do I.
The day after I watched it, I watched Homecoming again. And I'm not sure which one's better. I really, going out of it, I thought I really liked Vulture more as a villain. But, the more time I've had to think about it, it's maybe Mysterio was better. But, so, regardless, Mysterio was, great. He was a top-tier Marvel villain.
I agree.
One thing I didn't buy was, his motivation it made sense. Like he hates Tony Stark and he wants to like he doesn't want this kid to be the next Iron Man. He wants to be the next Iron Man. He wants all the fame, which is very in keeping in line with his motivation from the comics, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, being in the spotlight.
Yeah, he wants to be the hero. But one thing I didn't buy was how willing he was to kill people.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, it's a loose end, just kill him.
Yeah, he went from like this like Stark Industries like lab tech to being like yeah, I'll kill kids if I need to. And I was like, I didn't really buy that jump.
I think it does support Tony Stark calling him unstable.
Yeah,
But it's just like we didn't get any evidence of being unstable before.
I think I need more than just a line.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To build on that, you know. That being said, I like the whole like bringing back Stark Industries employees was really cool. Like the guy from the first Iron Man.
Oh my gosh, yeah, when he was getting yelled at by Obadiah Stane.
That was so good. It's just like little stuff like that is what gets me excited.
Yeah, I felt it was a good homage too to it being the end.
Oh yeah.
Just calling back to the first.
There's that whole illusion scene where like it's just like Mysterio just messing with Peter.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
He like he does like the classic like Peter's inside the dome and then he takes the dome off his head. And
I thought that was pretty interesting.
That was
gave me a whole like the Headless Horseman vibe, and I was like, oh, that's creepy and cool.
Yeah, even
like,
just
that's
like
awesome.
That's stuff like straight from the comics.
Yeah,
like I thought that was so cool. I thought it was like more, like visually, I thought that whole scene was more interesting than anything that happened in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because it was like, especially in Doctor Strange, you don't know where he's going. The only thing that people knew, the only place that people knew where he went was the microverse with the quantum realm. Because people recognize that, like, from Ant-Man, like, oh, that looks like the same thing, so he must have gone through that. Yeah. But it's like, other than that, you don't know, like, that was just like an acid trip.
Yeah, I thought it was like, okay, this is a lot of colors and hands coming out of hands, but like, I don't...
Yeah. Alright, side note, the fact that didn't win an Oscar for VFX, it's beyond me, but...
Yeah, but I'm sure like a Planet of the Apes came out that year or something.
What was that, 2016?
Yeah.
No, Planet of the Apes was 2017.
Whatever. It came out like a week away from Homecoming, which is a...
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Bold move. I was very disappointed Mysterio didn't like roll his fishbowl on his shoulders like one of the Harlem Globetrotters. I wanted that. But,
well, he never actually wore the fishbowl. He just had like a...
I guess, yeah.
Clear thing.
Just a like hologram or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta say though, I was disappointed that the whole suit, like the functionality, was all holograms, and he just had like a suit that he wore, like a costume, like he would for when he's acting.
I would say I really like that because it was like, why would he why would he sit in this big sweaty leather outfit?
That's fair.
Like he doesn't want to do that, so he's just gonna sit in a hologram until he has to make like a public appearance.
See, I don't know. I just thought it was like super cool. I was like, whoa, he's got like a super like advanced suit, and I also feel too with all the Stark engineers he had working for him, I feel like they could have at least pulled off him having a suit that could fly a little bit, you know.
I also really liked that like his like the glyphs he made, like his magic and stuff.
I felt that was very unique, and
but the thing I liked was like it was clearly based on the stuff Doctor Strange does.
Oh, 100%, and he made
but like
it his own.
They didn't reference it. He was like, you just kind of can gather like, oh, this is what actual magic looks like. Maybe I should make my stuff look like that.
True. Yeah. A lot of people were saying too is like he looks like Thor.
Yeah, he's like a mix between Iron Man and Thor.
Yeah, and then even too like people out like from watching trailers are like it's like Thor, Doctor Strange, and Iron Man.
I know. Yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome.
Even like visually, it's kind of like a blend of all those.
Yeah, that's what I loved.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, in my opinion, I liked Mysterio a little bit more, just because with the Vulture, it's like you don't see him and Peter interact as much as Mysterio and Peter did.
Yeah, and you get to build that relationship first before you kind of get the reveal that he is who he is.
Yeah, and even too, I think that was like the biggest. Like, I feel like you have to have an interaction of some kind for a villain to be like amazing. I mean, you still have a great villain. I'm like even like Killmonger. That was the biggest complaint is that he wasn't in the movie more.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's just like I think if I was just to quickly compare the two, I would put Mysterio a little bit higher than Killmonger, just because
Yeah.
like both motivations, both amazing, both actors were amazing. They both executed it, I would say, perfectly. It's just you get more of a presence of Mysterio than Killmonger. Killmonger was like a lackey for like half the movie.
Yeah, you get a lot of Mysterio in this.
Yeah, well, not a lackey, but a partner.
The first scene is Mysterio.
Yeah, first you open up, you get to see Mysterio right away.
Yeah.
And you just get Mysterio literally, like I would say, the entire movie,
Exactly,
except for anything that was like Peter's personal life.
Yeah. Do you think he's dead?
Mysterio? I mean,
Because Jake Gyllenhaal just wants to go back and do indie movies.
yeah, like I read something where he's just there to be in the movie, and then like he's not like in it. I don't know. I wish they didn't kill him. If they did, I do think they did, because Edith scanned him, and she's like, "Yeah, there's not a living thing there." So unless he projected his face on another random person's body,
Which he easily could have done.
yeah, and Edith wouldn't have checked to make sure that was his face.
I mean, he projected Nick Fury onto himself.
Yeah, so like, I don't know. He could be dead. He could not be dead. They could be trying to like talk him into coming back, and then I think they left it in a spot where they could leave it either way.
And knowing Mysterio, like, you never really know, because that's his whole thing.
Yeah. Do I wish they kept him alive? A little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because it's like, I know it seems like they're trying to build up to the Sinister Six.
Yes.
And I heard that they are actually doing that.
Yes.
It's like they're trying to get like top name actors to be the villains, so then you have this huge like cast of like great villains that Spider-Man's going to be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see how Mysterio could have done that the way that he was like normally Mysterio does everything by himself. Like all his illusions and everything are him. But in Far From Home, he had a team,
Which I liked.
and I agree, but I don't see how he could do that like as a Sinister Six member. Otherwise, like he's just gonna be a guy. I mean, okay, if he had Edith, yes.
He could upgrade the technology.
Yeah, I do think he could get there, but I think it would just be a lot, you know.
Yeah.
As compared to like it not being just him in the comics.
I mean, technology advances at a hell of a pace in this universe. So
True, very true.
he could just have a suit of armor in the next movie.
That's true. He could find another engineer. Okay. If he met up with the Tinkerer that was helping the Vulture.
Yeah, he's still alive.
The Vulture could, the Tinkerer could just be like, "Hey, I got you, bro."
So yeah, the Sinister Six. I really thought there was gonna be some kind of reference to Norman Osborn in this.
I heard that they're trying to make him, and I think we've talked about this.
He's gonna be the big bad.
Yeah, he's gonna be the big one. So I could see the Sinister Six being like the next like Avengers villains. Like instead of it being,
or like Sinister Six can be like a preface to the Dark Avengers in this universe.
True. Because I guess you could have the Vulture as Falcon.
Because I guess if like Mysterio's still seen as a hero, and Vulture is like a rehabilitated criminal.
Right, because especially too, he wasn't really like, I want to destroy the Earth, I want to kill people. He was more, I'm doing this for my family. So that's very believable, for an audience as well as for the people in the universe itself.
And you could spin this whole thing off of like Tony Stark.
True.
Like everyone, all of Spider-Man's villains seem to hate Tony Stark.
Yeah, a lot of people hate Tony Stark. A lot of like.
Fair enough.
The one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of the villains are from Tony Stark.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
All the Iron Man villains.
He's...
Then you have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which if they didn't have like a change of heart, they'd still be villains, and it's because they hate Tony Stark.
He's kind of the worst sometimes.
Yeah, but he made up for it, you know.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah, did he?
Did he die or did he make up for it?
He didn't make up for it.
Well, I would say saving a universe and bringing it back is making up for it. He saved trillions of lives. Okay, that was honestly such a highlight, though, of the movie when they... Okay, so for those that don't know, there was the snap and the blip. The blip is when the Hulk snapped his fingers and brought everybody back, and the snap was when Thanos snapped his fingers and killed everybody.
Yeah.
So in the movie, they show people coming back from the blip.
I thought that was really funny.
And when they vanished and turned to dust, it was like it was a marching band performance. And then when they came back, the people in the marching band came right back in the middle of a basketball game. And one guy just got a ball chucked to his head.
It was really, yeah, there were a lot of moments where I hearty laughed.
Yeah. It was a good
It's
fun.
really funny.
It was a very good, I would say, good Spider-Man film.
Absolutely. A great Spider-Man film.
I haven't seen the Raimi trilogy in a long time, but I would put it
I have those
high up
movies
there.
committed to heart. I don't need to see them ever again. It's better than any of the Raimi stuff, I think.
Yeah, and I've seen rankings recently for the Spider-Man films. I mean, a lot of them I don't agree with because I like the Andrew Garfield movies, but
That's a weird thing.
yeah. I mean, personally, I'd put Spider-Man 3 at the bottom.
I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
I also haven't seen the first half of Spider-Man 3. So me saying that is a little not great. And I pride myself on being a Spider-Man fan. I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, I think, this is... I need to see it again, but I think Far From Home is tied with Homecoming for number 2 for me in terms of Spider-Man movies. Okay. I think Into the Spider-Verse is going to be hard to top, ever.
I would honestly, that's going to be my number 1 forever.
Unless, Spider-Man 3, we get, some crazy Sinister Six stuff.
Yeah, and it has to be good, because, I mean, you kind of set up Matt Gargan, but you don't know him. You have the Vulture. You could have had Mysterio, but he's dead, possibly.
Maybe. He's not dead.
Yeah. But I do kind of like how they are setting up, the Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
Because they're showing, oh, Spider-Man, look, he's bad. How many others are bad? Look at this one. This one's a murderer. This one does this. And it's no one's wrong in saying that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But my whole thing is, the Avengers have been around for so long. After all they've done, you're really gonna have them turn on everybody? It's probably just gonna be Spider-Man. Yeah. But, I was War Machine's a veteran. No one's gonna turn on him. But even, too, for them, I know in the comics it came right after, Civil War. So people didn't know how anyone stood as superhero, supervillain.
Yes.
And then, but now, in this, it's you know who the heroes are.
Yeah. And
you're really gonna tell me that War Machine steps up to a podium and tells you no, Spider-Man's an Avenger? That no one's gonna believe that?
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see how, the wider Marvel Universe reacts to that post-credits scene.
Yeah, and that's why, I hate that this is the last one of the year, because now we gotta wait till next year, and then oh my gosh, it's Black Widow, it's a prequel.
I'm excited for Black Widow.
I'm not excited, I'm just now that it's I don't know, it was the whole thing, I had a similar thing in between Captain America and Avengers, because that was the whole collapse of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
And I was how's that going to affect everything else? And then the next movie was Guardians of the Galaxy, so it was just well, I still don't know.
And also, it just doesn't, because they just have it all wrapped up by the beginning of Age of Ultron.
Yeah, thank you, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hydra was a thing, and then it's not.
Yeah. So. Well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did a lot of the heavy lifting. The Avengers didn't do a lot.
So, that
small plug for Agents of
S.H.I.E.L.D. They love you. You're their one viewer.
Hey, I know 2 other people that watch the show. There are 3 of us.
Your 2 other TVs don't count. So, let's talk about that post-credit scene. I
was so happy to see J.K. Simmons again.
I leapt out of my seat when I saw him. I couldn't believe it. And you know what I love? I heard this theory on the Weekly Planet podcast, which is a great podcast. Everyone should listen to it. It's really funny.
Small plug. Sponsor us.
Yeah, God. But they mentioned they were disappointed that he didn't have the flat top haircut, but at the same time, you can tell that they packed that man into a crate, put him into a room with 2 people to film that scene.
Yeah, he what was it? John Watts literally said, he's yeah, we just had him come. He just sat down in front of a
whatever
green screen.
You're wearing now works. We'll put a mustache on you, it.
They basically took almost the Jim Gordon mustache too.
Yeah.
That he used. Oh my gosh.
Oh God, remember when he was Jim Gordon? Anyway.
I do think it was smart that they didn't do the flat top haircut because at least for people, a lot of time when I watch these movies, I think of like, oh, how people 80 years in the future like see these movies and think.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna like not be confused. Like, okay, same actor, different movies.
I think they could still give it to him. Just say he got like hair plugs or something.
Oh, they still probably could, but I just think it's.
But I just think
I
for
think
the
it's
sake
smart
of
to
this,
differentiate.
they literally couldn't risk having more than like a cameraman and someone to put the mustache on.
Oh, 100%. Because they were like, we're gonna.
Because I didn't know it was happening, and I normally, like, know this stuff.
Yeah, no, they really kept it down. They're like, we waited until like almost the very last day, and then we filmed it, and then we just put it in.
I mean, props to them. Like.
Yeah, good job. I mean, Marvel is known for them having their people keep secrets, but wow.
And so this brings me to my pitch for John Watts' Spider-Man 3, which includes Kraven the Hunter. So, in the post-credit scene, the whole world finds out Peter Parker is Spider-Man, right?
It's out there, folks.
It is out there.
It is out there.
For the first time in any movie, really. It's the first time he's really been outed.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's ever seen that.
Yeah. Which the masks are like sunglasses to this kid, but still, like... So, Peter Parker is potentially going to be seen as a criminal. So, a criminal is going to need a lawyer.
Oh, I think I know where you're going.
So, if the movies can use him by that time, I think Daredevil should be a part of Spider-Man 3.
I'm so for that.
As his lawyer, and then you bring in either Kingpin or Norman Osborn. He hires 2 assassins, which could be Bullseye and Kraven, to go and hunt Spider-Man and Daredevil. Because if it's Kingpin knows that Matt Murdock is Daredevil, so he could, him taking down Spider-Man and Daredevil, he could, potentially be seen in a positive light by the public again.
True.
Because of all the stuff that happened in Daredevil. Daredevil Season 3 is fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so that's
Jesus.
why we are not saying specifics.
Oh, Jesus, it's so good.
So we are talking about the Netflix, MCU,
Yes,
Netflix,
yes.
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Wilson Bethel is Bullseye. He's really good. Bullseye's so good in Season 3.
I'm close. I'm up to Iron Fist Season 2. I like to watch them in order.
Why are you wasting your time?
It's only 8 episodes. It's fine. It's 10.
8 too many.
It's 10.
I have not seen Iron Fist.
It's 10 too many. No, I thought it was slow, Iron Fist. Just a small tangent, but I thought it was slow, but I didn't think it, I mean, I wasn't like, oh, I have to go home and watch it, but I was like, all right, time to continue the story.
I think Daredevil Season 3 is the best season of any Marvel Netflix thing.
From what I've heard, I have to agree, even though I haven't seen it. From what I've heard, it's pretty amazing.
Because Season 2 was a bit of a dip for me, but Season 3 really just brought everything back from Season 1 that was great and more.
I strongly believe that if the Punisher wasn't in Season 2, it would not have been as good, and it would have been just dragged out.
The whole Season 2, he carried that season.
Yeah, I would even say the whole hand thing was already kind of
such a drag.
Dragged on, but thankfully we had the Punisher. Yeah.
I don't care about the ninjas.
Once the Punisher kind of left, I was like, oh man. Because
It
was just all about him and Elektra, and nothing wrong with that because it's a thing. But
the first half of the season where he's on trial and everything, Punisher,
that was great.
It was so good.
So good.
And you get the courtroom freak out scene.
Oh my gosh! Now I want to go rewatch it.
He's so good.
I like that idea though.
I think.
Right. Do you think Dimitri will be Kraven? He has the look.
I thought there was so many rumors that he was going to be Chameleon.
Right.
Because that's Chameleon's real name is Dimitri.
Who is he brothers with? Is it Kraven?
They're half brothers, I believe. Yeah.
They make them twins, and it's just the same actor playing both of them. Or he's posing as
he
his
does
brother.
look like Kraven.
I don't know if I would rather him Kraven. He just looks like Kraven.
I think what's his name? Euron Greyjoy from Game of Thrones.
Ah, yes.
He'd be a really good Kraven.
Really?
Yeah. If he does like a Russian accent, yeah. You just like let him keep that same like the mutton chops.
Okay. I could see it.
Yeah, you can give him a big lion vest.
It would definitely be interesting.
Yeah, because he's good, like Kraven. You can like make him like he has good like comedic timing. That guy, and you can make Kraven like mess around with Spidey.
True.
So I think
It'd be very interesting.
I really like that actor, and I want to see him do more stuff.
I would like to see it reversed. I would still like to see the guy that plays Dimitri play Kraven, but Theon's been posing as him as the chameleon the entire time. Be like, oh, not my brother. Fooled you.
Yeah, I really thought the post-credits for this movie was going to be something to do with him and Norman Osborn. Like, he would have been chameleon the whole time, and he was, like, infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. for Norman.
I don't even know if you can call that S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore, because S.H.I.E.L.D. technically still exists because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, it's whatever the hell Nick Fury's doing.
Yeah, I say that's... I don't want to say... I would say that that's could be his group of secret warriors, but they also did that on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too, so you can't even...
Air quotes, Nick Fury.
Nick Fury's squad.
Which is the second post-credits scene.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I didn't...
I haven't seen Captain Marvel. I want to.
You haven't seen it?
I have not, no. I really want to. Because apparently, like, Ben Mendelsohn is really good in that movie.
Yes. He's the guy that plays Krennic in Star Wars too, right?
Yeah,
okay.
He's the Skrull.
He's a good... He likes playing...
He likes playing...
I was going to say...
weird stuff.
Yeah. Because he was in Ready Player One. He was the villain in that.
But he's not really a villain in Captain Marvel, is he?
I don't want to spoil anything for you.
From what I understand. Because he seems...
I was going to say, yeah, he's
yeah,
pretty chill
I
at the
saw
end
the
of
post-credit
it.
scene. He's having a good time.
Yeah, so for the post-credit scene, Maria Hill and Nick Fury were actually Skrulls the entire time.
Yeah.
It was Talos and Sauron? It's not Sauron, because that's...
I think it's Soren.
Soren, yes, that's what it is. Okay. Both started with an S, it's fine.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool because how long have they been Skrulls? They could have been Skrulls any point from the 90s to now.
Well, they did say that
it was Nick Fury at Tony Stark's funeral.
Yes, and I think they did confirm...
Spoiler alert.
I don't think it's been Nick Fury different times too, because they even said...
This isn't the first time he's used the Skrulls. If
I mean,
he's
maybe,
friends with them.
True. Maybe not, though. I don't know. It's just like... So, like, what a lot of people were saying was that watching Far From Home, like, people could tell that there was something off with Nick Fury. I thought it was just because he's, like, frustrated and dealing with a kid.
I think, the fact that he was fooled by something in this movie made me think, what's going on here?
Yeah, and then, like, I didn't even catch that because I was just, like, focused on Spider-Man. I didn't really...
And they mentioned, like, Kree sleeper cells in the movie.
That I thought, and I was like, that's interesting for them to be talking about.
It's weird that Nick Fury is talking about that.
Well, I mean, not if he's a Captain Marvel, but...
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, I'm very interested to see where they take it, because normally the Skrulls are villainous and bad.
They're the good guys, right?
Yeah, they're helping Nick Fury out. I mean, the Kree were never really good. They had, like, good people in it, but...
I kind of like that, though. Like, do something different. Not everything has to be... If you just copy stuff from the comics, then what's the point?
The one thing that is just hard, though, is because Secret Invasion is just such a good story.
I know. But there's other stories to be...
True. I had a huge theory that Tony Stark was a Skrull.
Really?
Yes, I have had that theory for a long time, and now that...
could never do that.
Yeah, not now. This is like before Infinity War. I was like, Tony Stark's a Skrull. And he's just doing a very good job. That Skrull.
There's no... It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. There is not a snowball's chance in hell that Iron Man is a Skrull.
Yeah.
Like, you just couldn't do that.
Oh yeah, especially not now. You know who could be, though? Black Widow. And then she's like, okay, so there was this cartoon called Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I
Big fan.
strongly support everyone to go pirate it.
Fantastic.
Because that show should not have been canceled, and it was because Disney wanted to make a new cartoon that resembled the heroes from the movies, and it is garbage.
Which, like, the Iron Man in Earth's Mightiest Heroes is basically Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
But
oh
still,
my gosh.
But like it works.
Yeah.
And it's great.
And
such a good show.
Yeah, and then
they
like
do Secret Invasion so well in that show.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. But the one thing they did in that is that which they did in the comics too, anyone that the Skrulls imitated, they captured those people, put them on a ship, like a prison ship. I could see them grabbing Black Widow at some point.
So you think the Black Widow that died
is a Skrull.
Is a Skrull.
But the one thing that is hard about that is that usually when a Skrull's like knocked out or killed, they will revert
back to Skrull form.
So unless like Hawkeye saw something and just didn't say anything to anyone, because they could play it off as that he saw that and now like that's what he wants to do. But I could see it happening. That would be a great way to bring her back, because it doesn't seem like clearly in like interviews and stuff you see Scarlett Johansson, like she's not in love with like the comic universe and superhero aspect. Like I feel like she's like she likes playing the character, but she's not like how passionate about like Robert Downey Jr., Tom Holland are.
She's not like fussed about like adapting stuff straight from the comics. She just wants whatever's best for her character, which I respect.
Yeah. So but I could see them being like, hey, like you wanna do more after your movie. And I could see her being like, yeah, I want to do that, and then they bring it to her, and then she's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I do have a complaint about this movie.
Oh.
I found the teacher, John Watts' character, I loved him in the first movie. I found him a little annoying in this one. Isn't?
That's Martin Starr.
I really thought it was him. Alright, I apologize now to John Watts if you ever hear this. You are not annoying. I love you.
I thought he was really funny.
There were times where he was, and there were times where it was just like, just shut up.
There was a lot.
Shut up.
Him and JB Smoove were in a lot.
Yeah, he just came out of nowhere.
I wish it was Hannibal Buress again. Because he was the gym teacher in the last movie.
Gosh, they should have done that. I forgot that was a thing.
I think he would have been funnier, but...
That would have been so much better.
Oh, well. I still thought, like, when he was on screen, he was funny. There was just a lot of him.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like, you got, like, a nice little taste, and I was like, alright, that was, like, tasteful, that was good. Now, I think I was just kind of like, stop talking.
I like that they're, like, building characters in this Spider-Man universe as opposed to just using, like, the cliche, like Harry Osborn, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane. Like, you're building new characters as opposed to just doing stuff we've seen before. So, like Flash Thompson, Peter are like kind of friends, but they kind of hate each other. Like, it's a good dynamic.
Which I want to know. I want to see Flash's response to Peter being outed.
Oh, Jesus.
Because he's in love with him.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Like, that was my one disappointing thing. Like, I wish they would have showed it not just where Peter and MJ were. I wish they would have showed, like, I know it was the summer, but, like, if all his friends were hanging out and Flash was there, and then you just see all of their reactions. Like, Ned's reaction be like, no, that's not true. And then Flash is like, like, that would have been cool. But,
Flash is really great in these movies.
Yeah, I agree. I also heard, too, that they are trying to make... that Marvel wants to... and this all depends on the whole Sony deal, that they want 9 movies.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something about Venom.
Okay, well, that's a different story, but I heard that they also want... they're trying to get 3 trilogies out of Tom Holland.
Yes.
And he loves playing the character,
Absolutely, he'll play it forever.
Yeah, he literally has said, like, I will play him until I can't walk, because I love this character.
Yeah, they want to do, like, high school, college,
and adult.
Cool.
I'm so for that, because it's like you got a glimpse of the high school with Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. But
it wasn't really, and this is, so that's nice.
And, like, especially in the comics, like, his origin is pretty much, like, he gets bit and then he's into college.
Yeah.
Like, they don't spend a lot of time with high school.
Yeah, because I feel like they wanted to get away from him being a kid, because that's the whole, like, reason that Marvel doesn't have sidekicks either. Stan Lee was like, I don't believe a hero would really put a child in danger like
Yeah.
that. And then you have DC. It's just like, let's put...
How many Robins are we out?
Yeah, how many can we kill? With a crowbar from the Joker. But...
You know what I really like about this movie?
What?
The costume.
So do I.
I think this is probably my favorite Spider-Man costume on screen. The red and black.
I would say it's definitely up there. Honestly, you know what? I would say it is mine too. The only reason I was going to say otherwise is because I really liked the first Amazing Spider-Man one. I thought it was a very interesting change, but I don't like the eyes.
So.
Segue.
Let's talk about costumes.
Yes, this was our main topic for today, but we just had to talk about Spider-Man as well because Spider-Man was so good.
So, we'll spend a little bit of time talking about costumes.
Yes. And I was mistaken and did my top 10 from the MCU.
I just wrote down a bunch of crap on a list. So let's just kind of wing it. So let's start with Spider-Man. So you think you really like the Amazing Spider-Man costume?
I do. I just I like the hands. I love the look of the back.
Okay.
I did think it was interesting. There was a picture taken for a magazine, and it looked like they took a pair of sneakers and put it. I was like, is that really it, or is that what they just used to film? But I really like. It's mostly the arms I like, because I even got like the silly string spray.
Oh yeah.
For it, and I got to actually look at the glove.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's actually really cool, and I really like that. And then I would look at the costume more, and then of course you see the whole change. I also like that it looked like it was it had the look of carbon fiber, not the look of pajamas. Meanwhile, then they went back to the classic suit in the next one, and it didn't look bad. It looked good, but it was just it just wasn't the same for me.
See, I think that's one of the better ones.
I agree. I just like the other one more.
I think my favorite one is the red and black from Far From Home.
I'd have to agree.
I think that it just looks really nice.
I'm not gonna diss the Iron Spider suit. It's just I
It's
don't
too
like
much.
I love the functionality.
I think it's better than the comic Iron Spider suit. I hate that design.
I'm a little on the fence. I kind of like them both
Civil War
equally.
so much.
It's not even that. I just like them both kind of equally.
I don't know. I don't like the Iron Spider suit from the comics. I'm okay with the one from the movies. I think it works in the context they used it because he's going into space, but he doesn't need to use that ever again.
I agree.
I'd be perfectly fine never seeing that suit again.
I think if he ever does use it again, I think it would be for him going to space or
Secret War
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit. I think it's better than the Raimi suit.
Yeah, I don't like the Raimi suit.
I like a lot of people are crazy about the Raimi suit. I was like, it's nothing special.
The only thing that's good is a spider.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about the Far From Home suit. Is
you don't like the spider?
I wish the spider was a lot bigger.
Okay. Which one? The one on the chest or in the back?
On the chest. I like the white one on the back.
I do like the white one on the back.
I think
there's a website that does gym shirts, and it's like Under Armour type dry fit, and I haven't gotten anything. I haven't had the desire to get anything from them in a while, and I was like, now I want that. I want that white spider on my back. I
just wish the logo on the chest was a little more prominent.
I agree.
Because
it's just so tiny.
I think my favorite Spider-Man costume, of all time, it's a toss-up between Ben Reilly's Spider-Man costume when he became not the hoodie but when he became Spider-Man. I think that's a really great costume.
I don't know why I'm blanking. Is that the black and red?
It's not black. It's it's mostly blue with obviously up here is all red, but
okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
It and the reason I like that is it looks a lot like the PS4 suit, which I think is
I love the PS4
fantastic.
suit.
I think that's my favorite one.
When they first released images
I was so
of that,
on the fence.
I hated it.
Yeah.
And then I'm I really love it now, and I don't even play the game because I don't have a PlayStation. Yeah. But
and then up until there are so many suits in that game to play as, I found myself playing with that one the most.
The Ben Reilly one.
No, that's not the game. The advanced suit.
Oh right.
It looks so good, and like that was the one I played with up until they released the Far From Home suit as DLC.
It's Far From Home. I like too because I was like, why would he go back to a cloth suit after the Iron Spider suit?
Yeah.
Especially once they showed him using it in the trailers.
Yeah.
And I liked how they did that. He made his own suit, like Tony made his own armor on a plane.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that's a very good reason for him to leave that suit behind.
Yeah. I think, also, if we're still on the topic of Spider-Man suits, I think the black suit from the Spider-Man 3 is awful.
I like it better than the regular Raimi suit,
Really?
though. Yeah.
Oh, I just think it looks like...
I just like black.
It just looks like you filmed the movie in black and white. It's not interesting at all.
That's fair.
It's not even black. It's like charcoal.
Yeah, it's basically like it's basically like the Night Monkey suit from Far From Home, just less cool.
The thing I like about the symbiote suit is that it looks so, like, alien.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like especially if he's got, like, the big white bugged out eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, the fact that it was just his regular suit, but, like, gray, it was like, this isn't interesting.
Yeah, it's true.
It should be a noticeable change.
Because weren't the eyes black, too? Like, it wasn't, like, nothing stood out?
They were like gray.
I'm sorry, people,
It was,
for that little splurge.
It's okay. Yeah, Spider-Man 3, it's a special place in my heart, but that suit is just awful.
Awful.
Let's talk about some villain costumes. I think Mysterio has a really fantastic look.
I'm trying to look at my list. I do. Mysterio almost made my top 10.
I think it's really great. I think the fact that it's such a crazy testament to the fact that they were able to make the two goofiest looking villains, Vulture and Mysterio, look like
amazing.
Cool. Like Vulture looked like scary.
Yeah.
Like especially when he's bearing down on Spider-Man and you just see like the beady green eyes. It's terrifying.
Yeah, and my one complaint for Homecoming is that we didn't see more of him.
Yes.
Because there's this one great scene where he's sitting on a billboard and the wings are just completely draped down, like he actually looks like a bird. And I thought that was
so good.
Terrifyingly
he
cool.
looks like a monster.
Yeah, and that's what I wish we got more of. Like, say he followed Peter home, or he was trying to follow him, and he's just sitting like on a rooftop, wings the same, like similar way. I just think it's so menacing, and it's awesome. But that would also lead to maybe a different type of villain than he was, because he was just trying to provide for his family. Meanwhile, like that's more of a I'm gonna kill this dude.
Yeah, and like I like that it's like the wings, they're enormous.
Yeah.
Like if it was just like Falcon sized wings, it's like okay, this is a little like I've seen this. Yeah. But the fact that it looks like a plane strapped to his back is really
awesome.
Like it looks great.
Because even too, I was curious how they were gonna do that. I was like, is he just gonna like steal like a version of the Falcon away, or like how's that gonna work? That would fit his character.
I guess
stealing tech from superheroes and stuff.
Yeah, I think it just looks so good.
Still on the topic of costumes, have you seen the concept art for Falcon and Winter Soldier? They were just gonna give him a jetpack and call him Falcon.
Ooh, that's boring.
It was gross. It looked
really
like
boring.
Oh, what is it? From okay, you saw Earth's Mightiest Heroes. You know the jetpacks they had in that?
Yeah.
The Shield agents? That was gonna be his. Those were gonna be his quote unquote wings.
That's boring.
Yeah, and I was like, why did that even make it to the concept art?
That's the whole point of him is he has really big wings.
They were trying to make it more militaristic. I guess that was their reasoning, but.
Which I get they got like a good workaround because they made like they didn't give him any color until like the end of Age of Ultron.
Yeah. Which I wish they'd give him more color. I've seen concept art where they just paint his whole suit white and red, and I'm like, just do that. Just do it.
He's got 3 colors now.
Yeah, gray, red, gray.
I was gonna say red, white, and blue.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see what that suit's gonna look like.
Because I like the design of it in the comics.
I do, but I don't. You know.
I think it's a good like a lot of times when they put 2 costumes together it doesn't work, but I think that one works.
Yeah, that's one
of the
few.
It looks really good.
I just hope they don't keep the militarized gray that he's kept. I don't think they will.
They won't. They'll give him a Captain America suit.
Hopefully. Well, not hopefully they will, but
yeah,
I'm excited to see that.
I'm very excited for that show.
I want to know if he's gonna be Captain America in the show because they're calling it Falcon and Winter Soldier. So
I think
it's kind of like
a lot of it'll be like him struggling with having to be Captain America.
I agree, and I think Bucky's gonna help him along the way. A lot of people are like it's gonna be a buddy cop like how they were in Civil War. It's not.
I want it to be buddy cop.
So do I, but I feel like it's not gonna be that, especially since it looks like Bucky, like Steve talked to Bucky about giving Sam the shield.
Yeah.
That it looks like Bucky's gonna be more of a like
mentor.
Yeah.
I still think they're gonna do buddy cop, but
which would be great, but I can see him also having like the role of like I'm not gonna say father figure, but just like hey,
showing him around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the same way they did you know the character Patriot from the comics?
Yes.
They did an introducing to really like give every young Avenger a better backstory, and Bucky like ends up talking to Patriot about the original Patriot. So I feel like it's gonna be similar in like a similar type of relationship where he's just like doing his own thing, or like they're gonna have their own relationship, but there's still gonna be that underlying stuff.
So we can get more into like MCU costumes as a whole.
Yeah, because that's all my list is. 'Cause I didn't think to broaden that horizon.
So throw out some ideas and we'll talk about it.
All right, so my top is Daredevil suit, not his season 2 suit, his season 1 suit.
The black.
No, okay, I just realized I didn't clarify. The first actual Daredevil suit, because then the Punisher shoots his thing and it splits, and then he has to get a whole new helmet.
I think the mask is better in season 2. I think it's
I gotta relook at it.
It's too chunky in season 1. Like he's got like the weird like eyebrow piping and shit. It looks weird.
I gotta relook at it. I just know like I play the mobile game Contest of Champions, and they used the first suit for that, and I just like I can't get enough of it. I can't.
I wish they would just like throw the logo on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I think I like it. I like the suit. And the season 2 mask it's a lot smoother and it looks just like the comic mask, but a little updated. And I think like he's got like the bright red eyes and stuff, and I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, I do like the addition of the bright red eyes. Because you can't see out of him anyway. Do what you want with him, you know.
Yeah, Punisher looks good. He's just got the trench coat.
Yeah.
Which I wish they would kind of move away from that look for Punisher, because we've seen it.
Yeah, I agree. My next one was Iron Man, but not like I really liked Endgame Iron Man's.
I also really it looks like a lot of people are saying like, oh, it looks like his first kind of armor from like the 60s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks a lot like the Bleeding Edge armor.
Really?
Which is because that one has like the mostly gold shoulders, and that's that's one of my favorite suits from the comics.
Okay.
Because it just like it's one of the few like sleek suits that actually looks good.
That's fair. So. See, I really did like the one that he had in Infinity War, but I think I liked more like the functionality of it. But I honestly had the same reaction that I did to the Spider-Man PS4 game when I saw that was his armor. I was like, that looks so stupid. I hate it. And then like you see it in the movie, it's actually like really cool. I
think the suit up scenes just become a lot less interesting when he has the nanotech. Cause like
because it just appears on him.
I think one of my favorite suits from the movies is the Homecoming suit, where it's like the mostly gray.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking Spider-Man. I'm like, what Spider-Man suit is gray? And then I just realized.
Yeah, I think that one looks, and it looks like the Ultimate armor, kind of.
I did like that they put that little nod in there.
Yeah, but I like it looks cool, and it's the last Iron Man suit that like looks like a suit of armor.
Yeah, not nanotech. Yeah. Not skin.
Yeah, I like when he has to like it like opens up and it like folds around him and stuff. I think that looks a lot.
I think functionality wise, I do think nanotech is better, but I agree with you.
But like
I like that.
From purely like aesthetic standpoint, I think like the big suit of armor is nicer.
I agree.
So,
I do agree.
You know.
I would love to see a nanotech Hulkbuster. I want to see how that would work. Also, the only villain that made my list was Ghost.
I don't like that costume.
I think it's from the trailer. The trailer really made me like it because the trailer advertised like that it was not gonna be a horror film, but it was gonna be like she's gonna be a terrifying villain.
Okay.
And I thought the way that they portrayed it with the costume made it like terrifying.
I got 30 minutes into that movie and turned it off.
Really?
Yeah, I was very bored.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It to me it's just like it's so like middle of the road Marvel.
What do you mean?
Like it's just fine.
Okay.
Like it's not like amazing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
Like it's
I don't think
not,
it was bad,
Yeah.
but
It's not like it's not so bad it's good. It's not like interesting. It's just and like they showed all the like most of the Shrinky stuff in the trailer. Just like do more Shrinky stuff.
yeah, I agree with that. A lot of that stuff, I thought it was the trailer was like that's hilarious. They're using random household objects, and then that was kind of it.
I wish Edgar Wright did it.
Definitely be interesting. I just don't know any of his other work.
Oh, you should watch every Edgar Wright movie.
I will put
Scott
it on my
Pilgrim
list.
is on Netflix. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I didn't know that was an
Yeah.
Edgar Wright movie. Okay, I do actually,
it's-
because I've
it's
wanted
fun.
to look at that.
It's a good time. What do we got next?
Let me see. I love Thor's look in Thor Ragnarok. Gladiator Thor.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that he's finally wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I know we've talked about this before, but that the like original helmet is like kind of goofy.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
It's very top heavy.
I was like, once like they found a good way for him to have a helmet.
Yeah.
Leave it.
I don't know. I think like inherently the helmet is like it just doesn't work outside the comics.
Yeah.
I think it's too much.
It stinks, but I do agree.
I think my favorite Thor look is either Infinity War, like post Stormbreaker, or Thor: The Dark World.
Really?
He's got like the gold, and I think that's kind of a cool look.
I do like the Infinity War look. Oh, wow, I didn't even think of this. The Endgame look for Thor.
Great.
Viking Thor.
Fantastic.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
I was going to say Endgame instead of Infinity War, but I was like, let me...
I mean, it's kind of the same. It's just that...
Let me give him a win here.
His hair.
Yeah. And his braided beard.
Yeah. I love... that. I found that so funny. Lightning comes, his beard braids his beard for
I wish
him.
it made him skinny.
Oh my god. Oh, man.
Do you think he's going to be fat in Guardians 3?
Yeah.
If he's in Guardians 3?
I can see it happening,
You think,
but I can also see
they're
them
going to keep
being
him
like,
fat?
look, he's good now.
I
And
think
then,
he's just going to lose weight.
yeah, I think he's just going to naturally, like,
He's
lose
got
it. Because he's got a purpose, like, I wouldn't say a purpose, but,
He's got a pretty fast metabolism.
yeah. Especially being Thor.
Yeah.
Like, I think as long as he's active, he'll
I really
shred.
thought that, like, the lightning was going to, like, make him jacked again.
Could you imagine?
I wish. It would have been so good. But, like, it keeps his hair long, so he just looks like Thor again.
Yeah. I could see... I feel bad for Chris Hemsworth, though, because he, like, one of his... He's like, I love that I don't have to wear a wig anymore.
Yeah.
He got 2 movies out of
He
it,
just
and
gets-
then
he
they
just
give
gets
him another one.
To do his regular hair.
I felt so bad.
It's so good. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Captain America Endgame.
Fantastic.
Great suit.
Really, I think the best Captain America suit.
The one thing I, like, my cousin and I, because he loves Captain America, we would always talk about, like, which one was our favorite.
Yeah.
And I would always say Age of Ultron, because I didn't really like
Me
the
too.
originals.
I like the Age of Ultron one because it's got the white in the arms.
Yes, I do like that.
And it's got a little bit of red in the chest. It looks good.
That I also like, because there was the whole thing from Avengers. He's Captain Puerto Rico, because it's, and people are right. It is the Puerto Rican flag.
It is.
Does look like that. But I also really love the Winter Soldier suit, the stealth suit.
Yes.
But it's just so not Captain America because it's not red, white, and blue. That it's like
Commander Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Nick Fury, because Nick Fury wears the same suit.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
yeah.
a theory that he's his son in the Ultimates, because that's where he wears it. Is that Nick? And it would make sense.
Fair enough.
Timeline wise, it would line up, but
Yeah, I really like the stealth suit. I think it was like a nice break after, especially after Avengers, which is the worst suit.
yeah,
It's
poor Chris
so
Evans
bad.
got migraines because of that suit.
It's so bad. It's weird and like Technicolor, and the helmet makes him look chubby.
It's amazing.
There's no chin strap. That's the problem.
Yeah,
It's just like mask.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I could even I don't know. It's like it's interesting too. He looks so much thinner, like so much scrawnier
like
in that. Yeah.
He looks like weird and tall and lanky.
Yeah, and then you have the new suits, and he looks like big and muscular.
Yeah.
It's not even a muscle suit.
Yeah, he's just huge.
Yeah. He actually looks like a Dorito now.
Yeah. I really like the World War II suit.
I do like it.
I think it's a really cool look.
It's just not my favorite.
It's one of my favorites. I think the Endgame one is like, that's top tier.
Yeah, I agree. It can't get like I remember you saying once, like it can't get better than that. I have to agree.
Infinity War is also a really cool look.
Yeah, I have to agree. I like the whole battle worn.
The whole commando thing, I think looks really cool.
Yeah. The beard.
Yeah, I don't like those shields though.
No, neither do I.
I don't think they're...
They didn't even know what they wanted to do with them. They just like,
put some stuff on his arms and were like, we'll figure it out later.
Cause you even see too, like the ones that the props he was using, they have like claws on the end.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't have that for the movie because they didn't even know how they wanted to do it. And I was like, oh goodness. Even too, I love that Lego didn't even, because they weren't telling. They didn't tell a lot of people a lot of things with their like marketing and toys, but like Lego uses like claws almost for him.
Lego and like Funko Pop,
they did not update on anything.
They're like the worst for leaks.
Oh yeah, because the Lego sets they release like months in advance, and like so.
I remember that was how Giant Man was spoiled for me.
I knew it was gonna happen because I read somewhere that he was.
Like I had an inkling that like if he's in a big movie like this, they gotta like up the stakes a little bit, but like I still would have liked to seen that firsthand. But
yeah, I knew it was happening. It just it was like that was like the confirmation.
Yeah,
which kind of stunk. But the one thing they didn't spoil was Spider-Man being in it because they gave him his own set in Civil War, which was a disgusting set. It was just an oil truck.
Oh, fun.
And then you get Spider-Man, Hawkeye, and Iron Man.
The trio.
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah. What was it? What else? I like Loki's in Ragnarok.
Yes. Yeah. I don't like the weird like purple and blue that he has in Ragnarok.
That's the one I like.
I like the one he gets towards the end where it's like more like Loki colors. I think Avengers is his best look.
I just like the yellow cape he had.
Yeah. Yellow cape is nice. But I think the Avengers look is the best one.
I think so too. It fit his character at the time very well.
He looks
big
like
villain.
Loki, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what else I have? I really like the classic Ant-Man suit. I'm not a huge fan of what they've been doing with it afterwards.
See, I like the update. I like that. I like the first one because it looks like it would be from the 60s.
True. And then they updated it, modernized it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the progression of that suit.
I don't like the Civil War one.
Civil War is just kind of an in-between.
Yeah. Yeah. But I like that Ant-Man and the Ant-Man and the Wasp suit is a combination of both.
Yeah.
I do like that a lot.
And I mean that's just the progression of that suit.
Yeah. And I love that it went from leather to looks like an actual superhero suit like Captain America level to back to leather.
Yeah, I think I want them to like change it up a little bit, which I think there's another one on your list that I'm looking for a change soon.
Doctor Strange? Strange. I was gonna say I think we've talked about this.
Yes. Yeah. I want them to switch it up with Ant-Man. Like get away from the black and red.
Yeah.
Give him an update.
I'd love a mostly red suit. That would be cool.
I think blue and red would be nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Like
I always forget that he's blue and red too.
Eric O'Grady kind of thing.
Oh, Eric O'Grady.
He's a monster.
Yeah. I do like the Doctor Strange suit. I think it was smart that they didn't go with the rubber gloves that they had in Thor Ragnarok.
I rewatched Ragnarok recently, and I kind of like the gloves.
It's like they're not terrible. It's just they looked like...
They look uncomfortable.
Yeah, and they didn't look like they actually like fit on him. Like they looked like
they
huge.
were very big.
Yeah, so I feel like if they're gonna do the gloves, they just need to do it. I feel like that was like a very last minute, like okay, we're gonna give him gloves type of thing.
They need to update his suit. He looks like he's going to like a music festival. Like he's got all these like chains and bracelets and shit.
He looks like he's from like he went to a Star Wars fan fest.
Yeah, like just strip all that shit back and then just like give it like a nice like more kind of comic looking suit.
Yeah.
But not like over the like you don't have to give him like tights.
Yeah.
But like
it could still be like the tunic robe esque.
Yeah.
Without.
And change up the cloak too, like.
Yeah, it's a magic cloak. It can change to whatever it wants to be.
To get away from the asymmetrical thing.
Yeah,
I want his cloak to be symmetrical.
I just love his look in the first Doctor Strange. I felt it was very good. I like the evolution of it. Like he went from like the white to then the red, then to just the plain blue.
Yeah.
Which is nice, but I do think I think it's interesting that Spider-Man has had 5 suits within.
Doctor Strange has had.
And 1, literally 1.
Which
unless you count the gloves as a change.
I guess you got to make more toys for Spider-Man than you do Doctor Strange.
True.
But like.
No one's going out and being like, I want a Doctor Strange toy. Every kid wants to be Spider-Man.
I want to meet that one kid who wants to be Doctor Strange.
Oh, there's definitely are. That kid is definitely out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could see them doing like that kind of Marvel Now black and red suit down the line.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate.
I would like to
but
see
I
that.
would like to see them do a better version of the blue first.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's my preferred look for Strange. So.
I wouldn't mind it not changing, but I'm very curious to see where they would go with a change.
I mean, it's still a good looking suit. It's a little like. We've seen this a lot.
Yeah.
In every movie, it's the same.
Yeah.
So, maybe in the sequel.
The last one I have on my list is Ronan.
I like it's.
I don't think it needs to change at all. I think I just need him with the mask on more.
I think it's to hide his bad haircut.
I don't mind the haircut.
I think it looks dumb.
I think it fit.
I think it's a bad haircut.
His hair. I felt it fit the whole like rebellious thing that he was going through.
He's like a teenager.
Yeah.
He's a weird, gross,
that
cool
and then
dad.
Yeah.
And his sleeve tattoo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then the sleeve.
Ugh.
That was so out of nowhere, the sleeve. Like,
It's
they
so
just showed
weird.
him, and it's just like... And
it's
then...
It's like a samurai on his shoulder or something.
I love the comparison of Scott Lang and Clint, what they did after their...
Yeah.
In their house arrest. He got tattoos, which he didn't until the snap happened.
I guess, yeah,
But...
He was just a cool dad until that happened.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what his show is going to be about.
Me too. I think it's going to be, like, training up Kate Bishop.
Oh, it definitely is. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I
like him. I wish they would do more with him.
Yeah, me too.
Like, give him a new haircut. It's so bad. It's weird and greasy.
My friend hates Hawkeye. He thinks he's the most useless character they have.
Well,
And he keeps going, I wish they killed him. Like, he should have died. And then I always, of course, fight for Hawkeye. Hawkeye is one of my favorite characters. And I even told him, I was like, they haven't used him the way they should. Which is just make him more prominent. Instead of kind of like they have their side characters. Like, up until, like, now. Like, Falcon's been, like, a secondary character.
Yeah.
And I feel like Hawkeye's been, like, in between. Like, he's not a main character, but he's not a secondary.
He's never really gotten to do more, like, than anything he's already done. Like, it's just, they have him at one constant level of just being Hawkeye.
Yeah, which I would even argue that the Hulk had the same treatment for a while.
Yeah.
And then there was, like, more of a, we want more Hulk.
But
and
people
then,
also know the Hulk more than they know Hawkeye.
True, so I think if anything, he should have gotten more time. But even Black Widow, I felt she got more than him. And I was like, but we've already done so much. There are definitely people that are going to disagree with me, but, like, you gave her some character development in Avengers. You gave her you introduced her in Iron Man 2. Then you gave her more character development in The Winter Soldier, then Age of Ultron. It's like, when is Hawkeye going to get his chance? Like, I felt in Age of Ultron...
I guess they tried to make Age of Ultron like the Hawkeye movie, but it was like, a lot of this is kind of forced.
Yeah, because they didn't do anything with him in the first one.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that why they did it.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole thing, too,
God.
with Black Widow. It's like, we just got so much of Black Widow in Winter Soldier. There's nothing wrong with more, but it's just like, give Hawkeye more of a shot.
He's like Scarlet Witch's dad now, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, and him and Elizabeth Olsen had that like flirty relationship for a while, and people thought they were gonna be a thing.
Isn't he married?
No, he's divorced.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I think he got divorced like a year before that, or something like that. I don't know. I know he has a daughter.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Yeah, the Ronin suit it's what it should be. It looks like the Ronin suit from the comics.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it's what it should be.
But I love the sword. I love how it's just not like a regular sword. Like, it looks different.
Yeah. I like... But, like, I'd be fine with him just going back to, like, a Hawkeye suit after this.
I'd love to just get a nod to be like, oh, this is what you wore. Like, in the show, like, if Kate Bishop is, like, snooping around and she finds, like, the classic comic purple and pink suit.
I'm sure we'll get that.
And she's like, this is really what you wore? And then he's like, yeah, we don't talk about it.
I really like the Ultimate Hawkeye suit. I think that's a really cool look.
That is nice.
He's got, like, the face mask. That was almost...
Basically looks like the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, kind of. He was almost in Civil War.
Yes, I saw the concept.
That mask, and I was very disappointed that it wasn't, because I was like, that's a really cool look for Hawkeye.
If they had planned on using him in Infinity War, I feel like they could have done that, because you could have been like, you can't prove that was me.
Yeah.
It's not my, like, you didn't see my face.
And then they gave him a mask, but they made him a samurai.
Yeah. Oh.
People were like, is Hawkeye racist?
Because he only went after...
Because he starts, like, the first thing you hear about is like, yeah, he killed a bunch of people in Mexico.
Oh, he went after... Oh, my God.
And then he's in Japan. It's like, why don't you clean up the U.S. first, buddy?
Oh, like,
either,
the Russos, why?
Either Hawkeye cleaned up all of the crime in the U.S.
Or he just started going...
Or he just started going after people of other races.
The one argument I have against that is that the one was a cartel, and then the other one was the Yakuza. So he was going after organized crime.
There's organized crime in the U.S.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
Hawkeye.
You know what I noticed? I recently rewatched Age of Ultron.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I actually enjoy that movie.
I don't.
I know. But, what was it? When they show his kids, his daughter's younger than the older brother. And then in Endgame, she's older.
She hit a growth spurt.
But they all died in the snap. It makes no sense.
She aged in the snap.
Oh.
She didn't get snapped. She just hid behind the tree for 5 years.
Yeah, she's like, I don't really want to be in this family.
I hate my dad's haircut.
Yeah. I just like, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Maybe either the son had a growth spurt and she was older the entire time. Yeah. She's just short. But then she outgrew him by a lot. So he hit his growth spurt and stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh. And little poor Nathaniel Pietro.
What a name.
Nathaniel Pietro Barton. It's like Nathaniel Barton isn't terrible. Yeah. But once you put the Pietro, like, I love that they named him partially after him.
About this guy you met, like, yesterday.
Hey, he saved his life.
I guess.
And died for him. Stupid way to kill him.
Oh my God.
We're not going to talk about that because we're talking about costumes.
We'll talk about Age of Ultron someday and all my problems with that garbage movie.
Speaking of that movie, I do like the look of Ultron. I thought it was very interesting that they made him look more human than more menacing ant.
Like, at first I didn't. I was like, but it grew on me. But that's only because I think comic book Ultron is such a cool design that, like, why would you don't need to really change anything. But I get that they wanted to have more expression for, like, the big bad as opposed to just, like, the drones.
True, and I thought that was smart because then you get the differentiation, but I think it also would have been interesting that, like, you really get the sense that he is everywhere if he looked the same as all of his drones.
Yeah. I just think, like,
it fit what they were going for too, trying to make him more like human.
I think the final look he has in that movie is terrible.
I like it a little bit.
He's all weird and smooth and he has a big hand.
Hey, it's because of the vibranium. In the big hand, he overestimated.
No, big hand's
I'm
gross.
Kidding. I'm terribly kidding.
Big hand's gross and weird. I think, like, the Ultron, I guess Ultron Mark 1 looks a lot nicer.
Yeah, but I do think it was smart that they stepped it up. I think they could have made him look different, but I think it was smart that they stepped up because it's like, okay, what's going to make him different, like, his final form different from the others, that it's going to be more indestructible. Like, Iron Man blew him up with a missile.
I do like that he was, like, enormous. Like, he was, like, 9 feet tall.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Because, like, in the comics, he's just, like, kind of big.
Yeah, he's just, like, there.
In this, he's, like, huge.
Yeah. I've been trying to think of different ways, because I was thinking about this movie the other day, too. I was, like, trying to think of different ways that they couldn't have killed him. Anyway, I realized I just went on a tangent.
What other MCU costumes we got to think of?
Oh, the Hulk. The Hulk is great. You know, it's just not changing ever.
Yeah.
It's just the pants.
Yeah. I really love Smart Hulk.
I love that he actually wore, like, I want to know where he buys his clothes. Like, he wears, actual clothes.
It's like when, like Ben Grimm is going to the opera, and he's got to wear a tuxedo.
He wears a ginormous tux. I also really... I think it's funny how he went for the whole, like, Austrian gang member tracksuit style.
Oh, the choices that man makes. Yeah, I thought he was really great in Endgame. I know a lot of people were disappointed that, like, we didn't get the rematch between him and Thanos, but, like,
I'm disappointed on that, too.
I think that kind of flies in the face of, like, his character is that, like, okay, he moved on.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the process, though, not just we show up and we see a Professor Hulk.
Well, in the... I went to the re-release of Endgame.
Oh, I'm so sad I didn't.
You didn't miss anything.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
But in the post-credits for that, they show a deleted scene from Endgame.
Tell me about it, because I have not seen it.
So it's... I guess this is supposed to be, like, right after Cap goes to visit Tony in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they're like, okay, if Tony's not going to help us, like, we need a big brain or whatever. And then I guess it was going to be this scene to introduce the Hulk. So it's him, like, jumping into a burning building and, like, saving a bunch of people.
Oh.
And it's an unfinished scene, so he looks like a PS1 character. But, like I like the reveal in the movie better. Like he's not, like, you don't see him doing superhero stuff. He's just, like hanging out, being Banner, essentially.
True. I love that he's just hanging out in a diner.
Yeah.
Just like, why? Why are you here? But okay. What was it? I didn't like his final suit, though, like the purple and gray. I didn't like that.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Like when they released the Funko stuff, and I saw that, and I was just like, that just does not, like, I get the whole
I don't get the point of it. Like, what?
I know why they were going for the purple, but
I get, yeah, but like I just be shirtless. It's fine.
Yeah. I really do, like, I think it fit the movie they were going for. If they were to change the movie to something else, I would love to see the rematch between the Hulk, like, Angry Hulk. Or even, too, I would have loved to see the Angry Hulk take over for a little bit and fight Thanos.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool. But at the same time, he had an injured arm, so you can't.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they needed Professor Hulk. There's no way you're going to convince regular Big Monster Hulk to be like, put on that glove, snap it, and see what happens, Hulk. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, he would have raged out and, like, punched things if he didn't know it was going to happen. That would have been so interesting.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. Because he was already freaking out and in pain. Or, oh my gosh, if that would have sent him into, like, Raging Hulk.
Oh, okay, that would have been kind of...
That would have actually kind of worked.
I guess, yeah, like, because it's mostly gamma radiation or whatever.
Oh, that would have... Oh, man.
It works.
I'm a little disappointed now.
It works, but it's not the direction they needed to take.
Yeah, I know. Especially, too, because I think that Hulk would have wrecked everything.
Because, like, what, you're going to have that idiot at Tony Stark's funeral? Like...
Or maybe he would have calmed down by the end of the fight. After seeing Tony die,
yeah,
he would have, like, been back to Banner and be like, oh, no, Tony, no. Alright, so DC costumes.
You want to do DC?
Sure, why not?
We'll cover a little bit of DC.
I do like Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought it was a great costume.
I do not like the Man of Steel suit.
I like that they made it brighter.
Just that, like, that look of the Superman suit in general, I don't like. I think it looks weird and slick and wet all the time.
They could have done like a more Shazam looking suit.
Yeah, or just like it's just like I don't even mind the texture of it. I just think like it just looks like slippery.
Yeah.
I mean, like the cape looks nice because they finally CGI'd the cape, but like.
Did they really?
Yeah, Man of Steel, the cape is CGI, but everything before that they've done like a practical cape.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, like CGIing like a little stuff like that. Part of me is like, why not just have real cape? But like, I understand why they do it.
Looks better.
But it's just like it takes so much time. It's so much more money you're spending.
As opposed to spending it on a mustache.
Oh my gosh. I'm very surprised I didn't notice that. Really? But I also, like, wasn't really heavy into DC that I would go back and rewatch Man of Steel, and Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
But.
It's. Yeah, I think. Let's talk about Aquaman.
So his suit in Justice League, I felt it fit Jason Momoa.
Let's start from Batman versus Superman when he looks like 90s Aquaman, where he's like shirtless.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was kind of a cool look, but that's just because I have a soft spot for 90s Aquaman, where he's got the hook hand.
Did he have a trident in that scene?
Yes. And
he stabbed
a camera.
With the trident,
yes,
right? Okay.
Because Bruce Wayne opened that email.
Yes, I didn't want to make sure I wasn't misremembering. I really hope the creaking of my chair is not prominence.
I think we're fine. Oh, I guess there's a carnival outside.
What is Oh, I love Queens.
Anyway, yeah. Justice League Aquaman. I don't particularly care for that suit. I think it looks like weird, like crustacean armor. Looks like he's just covered in a bunch of crabs.
I really do think it fit the Jason Momoa,
I guess,
Aquaman that we were going for, and then, but I do agree with you. I felt like it was just like Atlantean armor that was given to him. Not.
Yeah.
But then he gets the orange and green.
Oh,
when I saw that in the trailer, I was like, that looks kind of weird on him. But then,
that's the
when
one
you
part
see
of
the movie,
I like.
Really,
the costumes. Yeah. Well, not Ocean Master. He looks goofy. But him like the orange and green and like it's beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say once like I saw the movie and I saw the orange and green there, I was like, all right, it looks a lot better than I thought it would.
It's not like they didn't go for like the black underwear outside the green. It's just very they somehow made that costume work.
Yeah.
And it looks great.
Yeah, I was very surprised that they were going with it at first because I was like, it's not gonna look right.
They're trying to get people back on their side.
Yeah.
Black Manta looks great.
Oh, I loved Black
really
Manta.
Good.
I don't think he should be alive after his fall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like he's not
armor.
Superhuman.
But it's
if he was
armor.
That's fair, but he also had the wrecking ball, the chain ball thing around his neck.
I think my one complaint about that suit is it does look a little like styrofoamy in some scenes.
Okay.
But I think that's just a texture thing more than anything.
Gotcha. I don't know. I just felt the thing exploded in his face and he fell and like on his head.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day. What was it? I do like the Flash costume a little bit. It took a little bit to grow on me because there was one picture they took where in the way he was posing, the shoulders looked weird.
Yeah, it's very like boxy.
Yeah, but I do like I felt this very interesting, modernized take.
I thought the justification for why he had that suit was really cool. It's like a stuff they use on spaceships or whatever.
Yeah.
But that movie is trash, and everything about it is trash. I like Wonder Woman's costume, but give Wonder Woman pants.
I like that they made it more colorful, not the stupid maroon, whatever it was.
Yeah, just give
Wonder
Woman pants. She's a warrior. Why is she wearing a skirt still?
That's true.
Just give her some pants.
Also, less cold.
I hate Cyborg.
I liked that they hinted to a more Cyborg suit at the very end.
Ever gonna see again.
Yeah.
I don't care. I think it's just that whole suit looks so weird and lanky.
It does.
And gross.
Even too, I was excited when I saw the look. I was like, oh, I'm excited for like the Funko stuff that they're gonna release for that. And then I saw it and I was like, that's just I don't like it.
Mess of like shapes.
Yeah.
I know it's metal, but it looks like you'd get your hand stuck in it.
What does it look like? You know what it reminds me of? You saw Transformers 4?
Yes.
You know the
Gunface?
Yes.
I
You know
love
the
Gunface.
like nanotech thing that could transform. It looked Transformium. That's what it was. He looked like a
What a
cross
movie.
between that, Ultron, and I just had another thing that it looked like, and it flew out of my head.
Something bad.
Stuff. Honestly, it looked a little like some like stuff from Power Rangers.
Okay, yeah.
From that movie.
Yeah.
But it was just a little weird. A
Yeah.
little off topic, but have you seen? Did you ever watch Young Justice?
I have seen it from like here and there.
Okay,
I haven't watched it all the way through.
I think you would love that, but they just introduced Cyborg, and he is a very. I just think it's very interesting. The last couple iterations of Cyborg has been, the only thing that's human about him is his face.
Yeah.
And this one though, he's literally like half and half. Like, it's all like a lot of it's. He also wears clothes.
Yeah.
Over everything right now, because he's still like he's the size of a teenager. He's not like completely robotic. It's very interesting. It's only like his left arm.
I think Injustice 2 Cyborg looks really good. That's like the high watermark for me.
Yes. Okay. I don't know why I was struggling to think. I think he looks amazing in Injustice 2.
Yeah.
What else? I somewhat like Ocean Man. I like his original look, like the navy blue. Mm-hmm. I don't like the gold armor. I felt it was very pretentious, but it fits his character.
I think the purple is really weird and tacky and gross.
I like this helmet though.
Yeah, it's just the comic helmet. It's fine.
Yeah. I thought it was very cool that they did the comic helmet, that they went for it, because I didn't think they would. I thought they just.
Yeah, but I think like having like classic comic Aquaman fight classic Ocean Master was like it's too much. You need to like dial it back. Like maybe make the helmet just like darken up the colors a little bit.
Yeah, they could have done silver and navy. That would. I get
that like it's underwater. You got to make everything kind of bright.
Yeah.
But it's like it's too much.
I really do think if they used, because I really liked his helmet in the gladiator fight, in the arena fight. Yeah. I feel if they used that armor and then maybe did the regular Ocean Master helmet, I think that would have been like okay.
Yeah.
Like if they did something similar to Chris Evans with the chin strap, but like not CGI it. And then it would have been navy, and then that from there it would have evolved. Other than that, what was it? Oh, a great DC costume, Robin from Titans.
I really like that.
That is so. I just watched the first episode. I'm very far behind, but
really like it. I have not seen
such
any
a
of it,
nice
but
suit.
I think that suit looks really good.
So good.
Not a big fan of him basically being. From what I've seen, he's basically just Jason Todd, even though he's Dick Grayson. Like he's just moody.
I think he's more from only watching the first episode. He seems to just be Dick Grayson, but like you know how Dick Grayson is at a point like pissed off at Batman. It's basically just that, but it's like, on steroids.
It's too much, yeah.
Yeah, like he'd always like defend Batman and stuff like that, but I also think
because Jason Todd's in the show, right?
Not for me, not yet, but yes, he is.
Yeah.
The one thing that, from what I've read, is that Batman actually started killing or became too aggressive with.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why Robin left him. That's what it seemed. That's what I read.
I really like the casting for Bruce Wayne for season 2, though.
Who is it?
It's Ian Glenn from Game of Thrones.
Right, Sir Jorah.
Jorah, yeah.
Right, okay.
I really
forgot about that. I was like, oh.
Because it's different, too. Like, he's a little bit older, and he's got a hell of a jaw for it.
Yeah. What was it? They also actually just released, there were leaked images of Ravager and Aqualad.
I saw
Aqualad from the very
like
blurry...
the Aquaman costume, right?
It does, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's very blurry, though.
Yeah.
And Ravager is just...
I couldn't even make that out.
It's just Deathstroke, but half.
I'm guessing she's going to be the villain? I don't know a lot about Ravager.
Yeah. I don't know a lot about Teen Titans in general. I'd like to get into the show, but I'd like to get into Doom Patrol first.
Well, I think one leads into the other. Because they introduced Doom Patrol in Titans.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to watch Titans to see
Yeah, I gotta agree. I know Beast Boy, I think...
He's a member of the Doom Patrol or something.
I know he's a member. I think in the show, like, he brings them there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works, but Doom Patrol does look... So far, though, I don't like all the DCU shows, and we can always expand on that in another one.
Yeah.
But they're all doing well.
Yeah.
Like they're all good. Like nothing's bad.
They look good too.
Yeah. Swamp Thing looks amazing.
Yeah. What a
Not
shame.
the show, but the costume.
Just the look of them. Apparently the show's amazing though.
Yeah, apparently the show's great, and it was canceled very prematurely. But that was
taxes or whatever.
I saw taxes. I saw they were promised a certain budget, and it wasn't given to them. But it seems like just miscommunication, and then there was something else. Oh, creative differences was also part of it.
Yeah.
They wanted to take it somewhere, and it like someone else didn't want I think they wanted to go horror.
If you got James Wan, it's James Wan, right?
It is, yeah, James Wan. I don't think he's directing it. He's producing it.
You gotta just let James Wan do James Wan.
Yeah, and I think he wanted to take it in the horror direction, but I think Warner Brothers didn't, or someone up top didn't. I don't know, but it is what it is. What is it? Are we restricted to only live action for costumes?
I would say we can do another episode on. We can do a costumes part 2.
Okay. What is it? I really liked. I lost my train of thought. Save me, Andrew. Go.
Watchmen.
Haven't seen it, but
The costumes are really good.
yeah, from what I've seen, I like Rorschach. I like Night Owl.
Yeah.
Who was Ocean Matt? The same actor.
Yeah.
That played
Patrick
Ocean
Wilson,
Matt.
Yeah. He's really good. Yeah, the comedian looks really good. They kind of update all the costumes a little bit. They give Ozymandias like a Batman and Robin like rubber nipples costume.
Oh my gosh! Does it have nipples? Does it really have nipples?
Yes.
Oh my god!
But it's like that. I guess what they're trying to do is like, in the way that like, the Watchmen comic is kind of. In the way that the Watchmen comic kind of like. Not satirizes, but like. Is like, a deconstruction of comics. It's like they wanted to do that because it's kind of a poke at Batman and Robin, but it's also just Zack Snyder being Zack Snyder.
Oh, Zack Snyder.
Got a lot to say about him, but we'll save that for another episode.
You know what costumes look great? Have you seen the Amazon original series, The Boys? I don't know if it's out yet, but the trailer.
I have seen the costumes. I want to watch that because Simon Pegg's in it. But yeah, those look really cool.
The costumes look great.
Yeah, they look like Zack Snyder.
Yeah. Also, for anyone that is listening, which I hope is a decent amount of people, I just turned the fan on because it's hot.
Fan.
Yeah.
I can already see the audio spike a little bit. But
so. Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll make do. It's okay. I just needed a little break. It is very hot in my room. I do not have air conditioning. The window's open, but you know, a window can only do so much. Yeah. What is it? I'm trying to think other costumes that I enjoy. Oh, the Shazam costume.
Oh yeah, great.
Great costume, and I love that they did it 5 times with different colors. I really like the green and the blue. So for those that don't know, the Shazam costume, in the movie, the rest of his foster siblings get the same powers as him, so they all have the same suit, and just different colors.
Then that all looks really good.
Yeah, they all looked amazing.
Yeah.
But
really solid.
I'm trying to think of other villains that were like really good. Did we like the look for Steppenwolf?
No.
I thought it was a very interesting look.
I thought it was a really bad look.
I don't know. I thought it was a very interesting take on him. I think it was better than what the actual look is.
From the comics?
Yeah, he looks like a So Steppenwolf, the villain from Justice League, his original look in the comics is basically like looks like Lord Farquaad.
Oh, are you talking about like the big pointy hat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about more like the New 52 Steppenwolf.
Oh no. The old classic. I think it was better than that.
Yeah.
He literally looked like Lord Farquaad but purple, and a goatee.
Yeah, he's got like the big green hat. It's a choice.
Yeah. I mean, he can do him all he wants, but Just not good for movies. But
Yeah, I don't know. I think DC costumes are they're a bit hit and miss.
I agree with that. I very strongly agree with that. It's like you can have a good one, then a bad one, then a good one. Like I'm not a huge fan of the armored look for Batman. I think it's interesting, but I wouldn't want him wearing that the entire movie like he was.
The only thing I don't really like about that is the goggles.
Yeah, he literally looked like Night Owl after the goggles.
Why the hell are you wearing goggles? It just and like it's called the tactical suit. Like, aren't all Batman suits tactical suits?
I agree with that.
It's just
just call it the armored suit. Oh, well, then you have the actual armor suit from Batman vs Superman, which I thought was actually pretty good.
I think that looks really good.
It looked very nice.
I think it's with what you had to work with from the comics. I think they adapted that.
I think it looks better than the one from the comics.
Yeah, But it's a shame.
I don't like the Nightmare suit. Yeah, I agree.
I think the Nightmare suit works for that context, and by context I mean the zero context we have for that scene.
Yeah, I do have to agree. It does work for what they were trying, whatever it was they were trying to do, but universe. I just didn't like it. Just because it's just Batman in street clothes with a cowl.
And he has fucking goggles again.
Yeah, but I even feel too, like, at that point, who, like, it looked like post-apocalyptic. Who cares that you're Bruce Wayne anymore?
Yeah,
who
why are you still
protecting?
wearing that big leather cowl?
Yeah. I mean, but if we got a great Batman movie with that, I think no one would complain. I think it would just be pointed out as a joke, but I think people would be like, oh, it's still cool, it's still Batman, but I don't know.
Just weird Zack Snyder excess. Oh, God.
Is that it? Are we done on costumes?
That's it. I think we can always...
I'm trying to think of you know what? I just thought of one. Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't care.
I like it.
I don't care.
I like it better than the green, like, tunic he wears.
I like the green tunic.
Really?
Yeah. I like a little color.
I think it's different. I think it just... I don't know. I like that suit a lot.
Yeah, I like a little bit of color.
Oh, you know what costumes were great? Can't believe it didn't think Captain Marvel's suit from from her movie.
Really great.
You haven't seen it.
I've seen the costume though.
But have you seen all the costumes?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen the final one.
Well, no, I mean like all the other Kree costumes.
I've seen like the team.
Okay. Because though they have
like the green, I really like the green and black.
So do I.
It looks really cool.
I like the Jan Rog suit,
yes.
which is Jude Law's character.
Yeah.
They never really, I don't think, say his name.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't say that he's Jan Rog?
I think she calls him that, but it's not like if I didn't know that the pop figure existed for that, and you asked me what his name was, I could not tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Captain Marvel look from Endgame is really cool.
I like that one the best. I hate the post-credit scene. Have you seen the post-credit scene for Captain Marvel?
Yes.
I hated that.
Really?
That. I don't like the
gold.
I think it was too much. But they only showed that part of the suit.
I guess. Yeah.
So I didn't have anything else to really go with.
Yeah, I think because the end game suit she has at the end looks like the classic like Marvel suit. Because it's like
yes,
it's like
okay, I didn't even notice that.
And the red, which I thought was kind of a cool reference. I just put the helmet on more. It looks really good. The helmet looks so good.
Yeah, I have to agree. The helmet did look really great. I think they did a great job.
Probably would have messed up her hair.
Yeah.
I like the short hair.
I liked the hair from her Captain Marvel movie, from her solo film.
What, the Rachel from Friends?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought the Rachel from Friends was that post-credit scene.
I like the short hair. I want like the shaved sides of the head because I think that's a cool look for Captain Marvel.
I do. I agree.
But it's just a matter of if Brie Larson wants to get that haircut.
True. Or she's willing to wear a wig.
Well, you can't do that with a wig though. Shave the sides of the head.
When did she shave the sides? Oh,
I'm saying like
okay,
her like Marvel Now look.
Right, instead of
Yeah.
having the "Can I see the manager" look.
Like I have the same haircut as Captain Marvel.
You know, I don't know. I do like it. I think it would be interesting if she shaved her head. I do agree with you if she did like the short hair.
And Karen Gillan shaved her head.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I commend her for all the makeup and stuff she has to go through.
Maybe it looks good.
Yeah.
Like it's a cool design.
How did neither of us talk about Deadpool?
What else can you say? It's
so good.
It's exactly what it should be.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay. I have costumes from a movie you don't like.
No.
X-Men Apocalypse. I feel the costumes were great except for Magneto's helmet.
I think the costumes at the end of the movie.
Yes,
those.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Danger Room suits, fantastic.
And then.
Because it's just the comic suits.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about that.
And then, I haven't seen Dark Phoenix.
But they just.
Why would I pay money for that?
True.
But they just drop them and give them like the, what is it, like the Joss Whedon X-Men run costumes.
Joss Whedon wrote X-Men?
Yeah, he did Astonishing X-Men, didn't he?
He did that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did not know that he did Astonishing.
I don't know if it's
No, it is, because they are the
those are
Astonishing X-Men suits.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like those suits. I think they look weird in like pajamas, but with leather jackets for some reason.
That was literally my biggest complaint about... And I wanted to actually go see the movie, even though it got terrible reviews. And just was like, it's a garbage movie, don't see it.
Yeah,
I wanted to see it, but I was like, the one thing turning me off is that they gave up really cool suits for pajamas.
I don't think Magneto has ever had a good costume in any X-Men movie.
Really?
I don't. Yeah, I think it's bad.
Not even in Days of Future Past? I thought that was a good costume.
It's just weird and future.
No, not that one.
Oh, the 60s one?
What's his name? Why did I...
Fassbender?
Yes, Fassbender's costume in that.
Them.
I thought it was interesting.
Asymmetrical cape, can't do it.
Okay. You and your asymmetrical capes.
I can't. It's a bad look.
I thought his suit in Apocalypse looked good except for the stupid helmet. I thought the helmet looked really dumb.
I think it was just too much.
I think it was too big for his head.
I think just the whole suit is too much.
I love the Archangel.
There's so many textures.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Archangels. Yeah.
Archangels was really
blue.
good. Yeah, so do I.
But because it's not Archangel if he's not blue.
Storm's was okay.
I like the Mohawk.
I do like the Mohawk.
I'm a big fan of Storm's Mohawk.
I liked Psylocke's suit.
Yeah, that's just comics.
That was so good. And I love, too, they wanted to make it black, and then Olivia Munn was like, no, it should be purple. You make it purple.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit much, but I think it looks as good as it can.
I didn't think it looked bad at all. I think it looked great.
We never got a good Wolverine costume.
Yeah, we never did.
We never got the yellow.
We got the tease of the... Actually, I did like his look in Days of Future Past.
But the
futuristic.
See,
it's the closest we got.
It's just the Bryan Singer garbage uniforms.
Yeah.
It all looks like trash.
I mean, I think it was good for what we had, but what else? The rest is all just like black jackets and whatever.
Yeah,
I don't get
there's
why.
nothing to talk about with Bryan Singer's garbage costumes. 'Cause he's a garbage person.
Made a good movie though.
Did he?
Days of Future Past wasn't bad.
It's pretty good. It's not better than First Class.
I don't disagree with that. I enjoy I can sit down and rewatch First Class all the time.
Yeah.
Like whenever it's on, I'm flipping. I was like, yeah, I'll sit down and watch it.
We think we're at the end of the line here.
Yeah. Oh, I do have one more thing to say about the X-Men.
Oh no.
I also don't agree that they should have done Astonishing X-Men after they did the blue and yellow in First Class.
Give Mystique pants.
Yes, give Mystique pants. I think they did. They gave her the pajamas. Stupid pajamas.
Yeah, whatever.
And on that note... This has been... The Occasional Bugle. Thank you for listening.
Right, thank you for listening.
We will...
Hopefully, we will maybe
probably
do more of these.
Yeah, we're going to put more stuff up. We're going to be on a semi-consistent schedule.
For the most part.
Yeah. It's the summer, and then we got school.
We do have school. So, I guess, if you can find me on Twitter at acoleman11401.
Yes, he's the only reason I want to make a Twitter. I want to bring back my Twitter. I don't have one.
Great.
For updates, I guess, do you want to... We didn't really talk about that part.
I could just put updates on my Twitter.
Okay. And then I was going to say I'll put updates on my Instagram.
I'll throw them on Snapchat, too.
Oh, true.
I'm not giving out my
I was going to say, I'm not going to give out my Snapchat either. Well, for updates, at least from me, you can go to my Instagram at JonathanWalls1. That is with one H, not two.
Oh.
You'd be surprised how many people.
Oh yeah, because it's John and then nothing.
Yeah, and a lot of people call me John, so they assume it's just Jon anyway. John anyway. You know what? I'm gonna spell it. It's JONATHANWALLS 1 on Instagram. That's all I got.
This has been the first episode of the Occasional Bugle.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.